Everyone, so today we're working on this Mark 8 Ford Transit, and we have a problem with the window switch here, the master switch. As you can see, it works fine on the driver's side when I push it up and down, but when I push the passenger side, it doesn't work. So it works sometimes. So now, as you can see, it just opened up a little bit there, and now I'm pushing it again and it's just going down. But if I come over to the passenger side, it works perfectly fine. So that's how you determine where the fault is. So now we know the fault is with the master switch over here. So we'll go ahead and remove the whole door card and gain access to the switch. So there's screws all around the door. So if you look here, over there's one. Come to the door card over here, just follow it. And you can't miss it, so just keep following it. There's another one over there. Then and just remove all the screws. And finally, don't forget to pop this one off because it pops off with the handle. Hidden screw over there. I've gone ahead and removed this screw, and this cover just pops off here. So then you can just pull out the card. So once you've got all the screws removed, what you want to do is make sure that you lift it up from here. So grab in there and just pull up from there. And it's released from here. So just take note of that. There will be clips as well on it. So like here, for example, there's a clip here. So there are plastic clips as well in combination with the screws. And just go around and double check and make sure you're not forgotten any screws. Then we can go ahead and pull it off. So just, if you find your one is difficult, get a plastic removal tool like this. Just slot it in there and just pop it off. Fairly self-explanatory, so I'll do that off camera and then I'll show you the window switch. Now that we've got the card popped off, what you want to go ahead and do next is disconnect the connector there. So just that powers the master switch. We just want to go and disconnect that, and then we'll remove the door card. So what you can do is, if you're struggling with the connector a bit, these switches can actually pop out from the housing. So I'll pop it out first and then I'll show you. So now that we've got access to the rear of the door card, I don't know if you can see those spring tabs over there. So just by pushing down the spring tab here, we can pop the switch out. So that spring tab I was talking about. So you have to pull out the door card. Otherwise, if you tried this externally, you might damage it. So these spring clips over here. And once you pull out these spring clips, then you just have to push that little tab there. So push this tab down, and then the connector will pop off. So it's just this connector over, just a tab over here. You just have to push that to release the connector from the switch. So I'll go ahead and take the other one out, repeat the same process. If anyone was wondering if you can actually pull this out without removing the door card, have a look at the rear here. It's screwed in and it's got clips at the top there, so if you were to attempt this externally without removing the door card, you would break this housing over here for the switches. So don't try it. It's fairly simple to remove it and get access to the wiring over here. It's not much to it. Just in case anyone needs to see what's in the door card. So this is the brown one is the passenger side and the black one is the driver's side. So we'll plug in the driver's side switch into here and just test it. If you're trying out the same method, make sure the pins are identical. I know the part numbers I showed you were, but just make sure that it's identical because they could vary from model to model. So now we've swapped the switches over. This is the driver's side switch on the passenger side loom connector. So as soon as I push it, notice the window going up and down perfectly. So usually what I found in other vehicles is the contacts just get pitted on this. So we'll go ahead and open the switch up and see what's wrong with it. What I like to do is use a sharp flat blade screwdriver or jeweler screwdriver, and in combination with some pins, and you just have to pop out the plastic housing really carefully, otherwise you can crack this. So just be really careful. So I'll go ahead and repeat the process on this end and pop the switch out. So as you can see, it's just released. make sure you mark it like I have over here, and be very careful if you are doing this process. I'm just doing this extra step in case anyone wants to see it, in case these switches are not available where you are. Otherwise you can just buy a replacement, like I showed you the part number over there, as you can see it. So anyway, like I was saying, just take this off slowly and carefully, because there can be springs in here and contacts which can pop out, and you'll lose the orientation if you're not careful. So go ahead and gently remove that. This switch actually looks okay, but if you look very closely in there, there's a little bit of pitting, or those black marks over there. And if you look at the contacts over here, it seems to be fine, but I'll just go ahead and just check it closely. Oh, there might be a little bit of, yeah, over here, there might be a little bit of pitting over there. So how this switch works is just a rocker. So this rocks back and forth in here, and these are the contacts which go in here every time you push it, and then it makes contact over there. So it contacts, and so it touches the outer ring over there, and it touches the middle. So that's how this works over here. So it just goes down when you push it, and it touches the outer, and it just allows current to flow through the complete circuit. So that's why it's got that little, that's why it looks like a T. So I'll go ahead, clean this, and we'll reinstall everything, put it back together, and just check it. Curious, I just used a bit of contact cleaner, removed each one of those contacts as you saw here in the switch, and over here as well. Everything's cleaned up, so I'll just go ahead and reassemble it. I will take in the vehicle and just test it out. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's working perfectly fine. And this is the same red one we marked. We just opened up. And it's working perfectly fine now. So sometimes it can be as simple as that. So just take note, depending on the age of the vehicle, this switch repair that I just showed you might work for a few months, it might work for a few years. Generally what happens is, because of the current flow through the switch, those contacts that I showed you earlier will get pitted and they will wear down. So this is a wear item, so just keep that in mind. You can go ahead and do what I did, otherwise just get a replacement switch like I showed you. Just get a brand new one. Second hand, you'll probably have the same problem in a few years. So I hope this video was of some help to you. Please do like and subscribe. Fairly self-explanatory how to put it back on. So when you want to put the door card back on, just go ahead and hook it on the top over here at the frame, and then the rest just clip in. So you can see the clips that I was discussing before, just over there all around. So I don't need to show you that. Just go ahead and pop that in and put your trim pieces back in. And that's how you access that window master switch in case you need to replace it or fix it like I just did. Thanks for watching everyone. See ya.